Getting divorced is not the end of the world, and it's not the end of your life. In fact, it can very well be the first day of the rest of your life. My ex-husband used to say that all the time. Every morning, in fact, he'd say, "What is today?" And I'd say, "I don't know. It's Tuesday." And he goes, "No, it's the first day of the rest of your life." So I think that we have an opportunity here to recreate our life when we're starting over, when we're starting from scratch, so to speak. And maybe you feel like you're at ground zero, and there's nothing wrong with ground zero. That's where the foundation is. And Allison, I would love for you to share with us some of the things that you talk with people about, because this is your area of specialty, is helping people recreate, reimagine a new life. So where do we start?
It all starts in here. It all starts with us. We go through life living all these different roles, and everything is about the people that we interact with in those roles. Our friends, our teachers, our parents, our spouse, then our children. And the reality is, starting over, you have to start over by changing what's in here. And if you're going through a divorce right now, you're feeling pretty beat up, pretty judged, pretty, like a failure. You failed at the one thing that is the most important to you as a woman, your marriage. And the reality is, it takes two people to create a marriage and to create a relationship. So the failure is not all yours. You've got to let that go. And you've got to be able to look at the fact that, as you said, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Think back to when you were happy. What were the things that you did? What were the things that you loved? How did you go about your day? Because the reality is, you can't live with someone else for 2, 5, 10, 20 years and not pick up on their energy, how they want life to be lived, and not have compromised on some things that were maybe very important to you before that you let go. And so it's about realizing that this is your chance to start over fresh, because you're going to lose some friends. You're going to gain some new friends. You're going to have some people walk out of your life because your role in their lives have changed. And it's your turn to choose and to start over and to rebuild like a phoenix, coming out as the woman you want to be and not as the role that you have been shuffled into over the last few years just to survive.
One of the things that I used to really enjoy, appreciate, and not that I don't appreciate it anymore. I think I just take it for granted now. But in the early days, is waking up every morning and like being totally in charge of my day. There was nothing, no one that was going to get me, off kilter before I got out the house. It was all up to me. And there's just a really cool, empowering feeling of that, of like, I can do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a good day, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do this and that and the other. I'm in charge. I'm in charge. I'm following my plan, my agenda, my to-do list, whatever it is, but it's like you're totally in charge of you. And it's a good feeling, a good place to be. So I would highly recommend taking ownership of that and just grabbing hold of it and being excited about it, because that is definitely a positive of being on your own again and not being married.
And that's so true, Elizabeth. And what's hitting me is it's your chance to dream big again. What are all those dreams that you had for your life? The places you would go, the things that you would do, the education opportunities that are out there, maybe that you passed up on because you were too busy or had other obligations. It's your chance to redream your dream and to pull it back in and say, what do I want in my life? For me, it was my chance to have the time to go to week-long horse clinics, to work on my horsemanship, to learn to ride my horses the way I always wanted to learn, because I had the time. I had the time to practice. It was my time. Like you said, every day I got to wake up and schedule my day and challenge myself to do the things that were important to me, that I wanted to do, that I hadn't been able to for so long because I was busy being the wife, the caregiver, the mother, the housekeeper, the cook, the dish bottle washer, and all the other things that came along in that marriage that didn't really serve me. So it's about dreaming big. And once you've got that dream in place of what you think your life should be like, could be like, you want it to be like, it's about starting to move down that path and take those baby steps, one step at a time, to continue to move yourself forward towards that dream, to accomplish those goals, to be that person that you want to be.
And I would say too that like if you dig up those old dreams that you've forgotten about and you dust them off and you take a look at them and now they look bigger than maybe they did before because you're older or life has done what, taken you elsewhere. You can still look at them and say, okay, well, maybe that dream is a little bit bigger than I want now for myself, but maybe there's still pieces and parts of it that you can amplify, and you can take those and chunk them down into little nuggets if it seems like it's too daunting to take on all of it at once, and just step by step take a piece. And if you don't want any of the old dreams, go make a new one. I mean, the life is your oyster. It's your life. And there's a country song. I can't remember the name of it, but talks something about I want to live as if I'm dying. And it talks about, like how, and we hear this all the time with people that get, a death sentence through a disease or something. And now all of a sudden they want to go live. They don't care about the house being clean and the laundry being done and the yard being mowed. They want to go live. So go live.
Just go live. We go through life thinking time just evades us and that life is too short. And the reality is life is too long to sit around waiting. We think, okay, I'm getting divorced, and maybe you're in your 50s, maybe even pushing 60, and you're thinking, oh, I'm done. I'm baked. Stick a fork in me. No. What happens when you live throughout your full lifespan, 85 or 90? You're going to look back on this and go, what was I thinking? All those years that I could have maybe not been an Olympic gymnast or a prima ballerina, but I could have danced. I could have learned. I could have stretched. I could have grown. And so it's about using the time and assuming you've got plenty of time ahead of you to continue to pursue those passions and those things that you want to do. Who's it hurt? Nobody.